Thanks for joining me as I travel the world, going from fine dining through to street food and local specialties, all in an effort to find the world's best seafood. Hey folks, welcome back for another episode of World's Best Seafood. I'm in San Francisco at the moment. I've got my team with me. I'm taking them to Farallon. I've been here once before. Amazing seafood and a really interesting building. Let's check it. Farallon has been in business for 20 years this year, and the interior is really interesting. Out front is what they call a jellyfish bar. They do have the full cold raw bar there as well. Really interesting and brightly colored artwork, but it's the inside and especially the ceiling that's most interesting. The building was actually constructed in 1924, and it's one of the most architecturally important in the Union Square area of San Francisco. And it's got a beautiful mosaic ceiling that's been there since it was built, as it was originally a public bath. So they have a full menu here, all kinds of fancy wines and cocktails and all of that. Last time I had a reasonably giant seafood platter, so let's check it out this time.
Sablefish, third down, also a signature here. It's also known as black cod. Similar in texture and flavor to a Chilean sea bass. It's going to be pan-seared in a hot skillet, so you get a nice crispiness on the outside. It's going to be served over some fingerling potatoes that are cut about dime size, fava beans, little radish, sea urchin fondue will be underneath.
Okay, now, it's been a while between World's Best Seafood videos. I get a lot of comments on the main channel, people asking me for me to do a new video. So what I'm about to order is for you guys. It's not for me. I'm doing this selfishly. My wife is having sablefish. My videographer Chris is having clam chowder and sablefish. What a pig. I'm ordering the small seafood platter. It's a small one. And a tasting of oysters. And a scallop ceviche. And to be fair, some extra lobster claws, but that's because I know people are going to pick from my plate, and I've been working hard. So let's do this. I don't even eat butter, but that's so goddamn pretty. I got to try a little bit. Okay, so tonight they have an amuse-bouche of hazelnut, balsamic reduction, Kumamato olives, and goat cheese. To be honest, it sounds like a weird hodgepodge of things that I would throw together at home and think, well, they're all nice, so let's see how they go together. Let's see. Yeah, it's just weird. All right, I mean, this isn't a super expensive place, but it's a little bit annoying that he asked me, he scheduled it, to bring the other dishes with the starters and then to bring this as a main, and this was the first thing to hit the table. Anyway, it looks pretty great. This is a fruit de mer, crab, oysters, clams, lobster, a couple of shrimp, 3 house-made sauces. It does look good, but I was hoping to have this for the main rather than first thing. So the seafood platter, all of the sauces were really nice. The seafood was all fresh, it was well chilled. The lobster was mostly well cracked, the legs were kind of hard to get into. The crab was perfectly done, oysters and clams. The clams especially were beautifully shucked, really easy to eat. And to be fair, it could have been that in Australia we say entree is the starter, and in the States entree is the main. So maybe I said it the wrong way around, but I don't think so. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover or be a size queen, but that is the smallest oyster I've ever seen in my life. That is, I don't think that should count. But it's kind of made up by the fact that this one's in the shape of a love heart, I guess. So hopefully they at least taste good. To be honest, the oysters were okay. Nothing to write home about. They were reasonably well shucked, but they were quite small and the flavor was just so-so. On to the ceviche. I was about to do it to camera and then just chewed on something. I shit you not, I think that's the rubber band that the fish or something was tied up in. I don't know what that is. What I was gonna say, other than that, is the scallop is good, the dressing is good, but it's so cleaned up. If you've ever had ceviche in Central or South America, it's rough and tumble and rustic. Adding, avocado mousse. It's like bastardizing sushi and adding crab stick to it. It's got a basil oil and finely cut chili that has no bite at all. It's all precise and beautiful, but it doesn't have the flavor that you've had if you've had a real ceviche. But, you know, it's safe and it's kind of tasty, but it's just not what you think of as a ceviche. I raised the fact there was some rubber in the dish, and the waiter was very polite about it. He took it back and asked the chef. After I followed up, they said they thought it was a small piece of the spatula, and they gave us that dish free and one of the 3 desserts for free. Overall, the damage though, it wasn't a cheap meal. Keeping in mind we had several drinks, different courses, 3 people, and one of them was a little bit greedy, Chris. It came in at $326 with tip. You're looking at $380, so not an everyday kind of meal. Special occasion, some of the dishes were standouts, some were just so-so. Hopefully it won't be too long till my next video, so please do like and subscribe for your seat at the table for my next journey to find the world's best seafood.